case and rope fragment came into my possession following the auction on one of the town's older buildings. The previous occupant, a gentleman of some military standing, had clearly been a collector, more accurately a hoarder, of curios loosely connected with the town of his birth. I discovered this and several other items in one of the building's cellars. The case contains a piece of rope from the Victory, not Nelson's famous flagship, a steamship under the command of Sir John Ross on his second voyage of Arctic discovery. The rope was recovered a number of years ago from the remnants of the ship at Victory Bay. Sir John's Arctic expedition is notable not only for its longevity, but also for its remarkably low mortality rate. 19 of 22 crewmen returned from the adventure. The crew's survival was aided by adopting the traditional methods of the Inuit, who made the inhospitable ice plains their home. The eventual fate of the crew of another boat, destined for the same Arctic journey, is less certain. What's a matter of record is that the Victory sailed from London in 1829. It was to have been accompanied on this journey by the John, a whaling vessel which frequently sailed from Greenock. The John's crew had a particular reputation for being difficult. Following rendezvous between the two ships, a disagreement over how shares in the voyage were to be distributed ended with the John and the Victory parting company. A full account of John Ross's Arctic expedition can of course be obtained from any archive, and over the years several letters from private collections have also come to light, contributing still further to our understanding of the years the crew spent on the ice. 2 letter fragments, purporting to be written by Ross, were taped to the bottom of the wooden case, allegedly recovered at the same time as the section of rope, but never included, more likely excised, from his formal communications. This first piece would seem to be a testimonial from a surviving member of the John's crew, noted down by Sir John Ross in the winter following the supposed wreckage of the whaling ship. The testimonial of Midshipman J. As there was not enough of the John left to provide any kind of shelter, the 4 of us that remained had salvaged what we could and attempted to fashion a bivouac from wood, tarpaulin and ice. There was little protection to be had from it, and we huddled together, each of us taking a turn in the centre, warmed by the others, resting if not sleeping. It was not long before we started to hear the cries. At first, we were sure it was Inuit singing, warped on the winds, echoing, but gradually, we all became more uneasy about how the shrieking seemed to be closer with each passing hour. It was after our first meal of the week that we were attacked. In a rare moment of calm, I had gone to the wreck to desperately scavenge for any remaining food, and had uncovered some more salted herring hidden away in the bunks. As the winds again picked up, we divided this bounty carefully, and had just finished eating the little we had allowed ourselves for the day, when our shelter was broken to splinters by a tremendous force. The ferocity of the collapse had knocked T out cold, and as he lay on the ice something jumped upon him the size of a great bear, but carrying itself like a man. The creature turned and immediately leaped towards M, tearing at his chest. We were in no state for a fight. Myself and H ran, but he was not so fortunate as I, and the creature hauled at his leg. I could not see more than a foot in front of me, ice cracked wearily under my blistered feet. Behind me I could hear the screams of my colleagues and the strange ethereal howls of the beast as it tore into them with animal fury. Even over wails of the Arctic winds I could hear those unfortunate souls crying out across the ice plains. Yet still I ran. I remember nothing else until your men found me. The fragment concludes with a note from Sir John Ross himself. The midshipman would not stay with us. He walked further on, out onto the ice. I feel sure his guilt at the abandonment of his crewmates has driven him to end his life. While I find his story largely incredible, the Inuit do tell tales of a wildman called Somin Kar, the snowman. The equatorial expeditions uncover new creatures and plant life with every passing year. Who's to say the strange landscapes of the Arctic are not similarly blessed with life as yet unknown to us? I have asked the crew to prepare pits and harpoons, in order that we do not suffer the same fate as the last men of the John.